Let's have a closer look at approval workflows in WebCenter. Starting from a WebCenter project, we can host documents and set up approval workflows to ultimately get approvals, or customers might also reject documents. This typically happens by annotating documents in the WebCenter viewer. Members participate in projects, the project manager being the creator of the project who can invite other members and typically follows up on projects. The approval master is the user who will follow up on the approvals. We also have regular users, groups, and roles. We'll elaborate on those concepts in another movie. In this first example, the project manager will ask for approval from a regulatory person. Let's have a look how that happens. The project manager created a project and invited different members. Here we can see a document that was uploaded, and the approval cycle can be started from here. Approvals can also be defined on project level or on subfolders within a project. Approvers can be invited by adding approvers. And here we're going to invite a regulatory. Let's have a closer look at some of the additional options. We can set no due date, a fixed due date, a lead time, or a combination of a lead time with a final due date. A fixed due date can be picked from the calendar application here by selecting the day, month, and year and time. This can also be a date specified in the project, for example, project creation date. We can also relocate due dates using the due date calculation. This will become more important when we have different stages in our approval cycle. We can pick a lead time, which is a certain number of days and hours. We can also pick a combination of a lead time with a final due date. When a new version is uploaded, we can require the approval to restart from the beginning, from the current stage, or simply continue. Again, this will become more important when we have multi-stage approvals. The approval master I assigned to myself. This will help me to follow up on approvals. And last but not least, we can also specify a notification scheme. The system can notify the project manager, involved people, and all other project members. Notifying all project members is often very spammy, so notifying only the project manager is often not enough, so most people will notify involved people. Notice that these email notifications can also be defined on the notification tab in the project. Okay, we are ready to kick off the approval. By clicking on the Start Approval Cycle as Project Manager. We can see the status of the document approval changed to pending. So let's have a look at what that looks like from a regulatory standpoint. Regulatory can see on her approval page the document that is waiting for approval. Clicking on the little magnifier brings her straight into the viewer, where again she can see the current pending state. approval information can also be accessed from the little info button. The file can be downloaded, comments can be provided, and the file can be approved or rejected from this page. Typically, the user will go into the viewer and provide some annotations. Here, the regulatory person will approve this document, but only under the condition that this barcode gets updated. She could also decide to plainly reject the file. But to keep things moving along, she decides to approve after updating the barcode. This is what we call a conditional approval. The project manager will see this conditional approval on his project page, as well as any annotation that was left in the document. This information can obviously also be queried from within the WebCenter viewer, looking at the annotations that regulatory left. After uploading a second version, the project manager can see that the file was now upversioned and the approval is stopped. Using the compare features, we can see version 1 and version 2 side by side. In upcoming movies, we'll have a closer look at some more complex approval scenarios. As always, thanks for watching, and keep visiting my YouTube channel.